Well, it looks like we're still out in the clear sea. I think I've already actually been to this page before. So I'm just going to place this here, start our timer. Okay, we have a hungry crew again. Oh, man. Yeah, she's going to at least benefit from the swagger. We're just going to have to do it. I think we're definitely going to have her go ahead and do more fishing. Let's go ahead. Who wants aim? Ooh, I think Ross wanted aim, so let's go ahead and have him try and spear a fish. And then we have to have someone sail. Navigation. Yeah, navigation will definitely help Gummy Jones. So yeah, that looks good. I'm hoping that we can move. We got to get away from 962 and fast, because I'm pretty sure our threat's going to go up again, and that ship's going to move again. So we got to get ourselves going. Oh, done. Well, we have a hungry crew again. We're going to ask them to go hungry again. That's going to push up our discontent by 2. Yeah. You guys, I'm not doing great on this playthrough. I apologize, but I'm at least showing you how to play. We do get +1 swagger, and +1 swagger here. Oh, I'm not showing you it. There you go. We'll give her another constellation, and that's going to give her an exclamation point. Maybe that will do something good for us. So I have an exclamation token. She would also have her infamy go down by -1. She's at the bottom of the barrel anyways. Doesn't matter. Okay, now let's go ahead and do our explore. Our explore here is choose 2 of the following. We could increase our brawn and then increase our infamy. We could hunt for treasures, or we could search a sunken ship again. I don't know what happens if we click that again. We could set some traps, perform a hunting check. Oh, on a result of 10+. Oh, but remember, we have our misfortune dice, so we're going to be rolling 2 dice and taking the worst of the 2. But maybe that would get us something good. We have a +2, +3. We have a +3 to whatever our lower roll is. Do we take that chance? Because we'd have to roll a 7 or higher with our lower die to get the 10+. And then we could try and search the sunken ship. We already did that. Let's go ahead and try the performing a hunting check, and let's do the brawn check. So that's going to push her. Well, she's already at the top of the track, so that doesn't matter. But brawn +1 will be good. That's going to give her another constellation. You can see here, brawn +1 right here, and she's now 1 away from that exclamation token. Rolling 2 d12s, and we have a 10 and an 8. 8 plus the 1 here and the 1 here, 8, 9, 10, plus she has 1 on her card as well, so that's 11, that's 10+. Yes. And we do get to get rid of 1 of these misfortune tokens. Thank you. You spot an odd, dark shape in the water and call some crew over to help you. Using some rope and a winch, you haul up the mysterious object and are startled to find it's a scuttle shark. These revolting scavengers of the ocean floor are quite harmless and often house strange items that they have swallowed in their bellies. You slice open the immense blubbery creature, and inside of it you find a great many tins of food, yes, and a sparkly bit of treasure. Nature's a beautiful thing, you say in admiration, and I marvel every time I cut it open or chop it to bits. Supplies +3. Yes. 1, 2, 3. We're up to 7. And we gain another treasure, which we won't be able to keep. We get, oh my gosh, we get a +1 and a +1 brawn and +1 of hunting. Now I got to decide which one I want to discard. Whichever one I discard, I will be able to increase our supplies by 1. I think we'll go ahead and discard Mom's trusty cutlass. Next is TikTok Ross. We have spear fish. Aim +1, then perform an aim check. Aim +1 is great for TikTok Ross. That puts him at +3 for his roll, and he's going to get an exclamation token. That's 2 people with those. Awesome. We'll add 3 to this roll. That's a 7, so we got a 10. See, when you put your mind to it, you can find supplies. That is supplies +2 and treasure +1. So we'll go all the way up to 10 supplies. Man, we are just drowning in supplies. And then a treasure, so I'll grab the top treasure card, and we get, a +1/+1 for the gal who already kills everything. A real touches girl's hat. Apparently, TikTok Ross probably stole that maybe from Swordfish Sally or something. We'll end with navigation with Gummy Jones. The nice thing is, first of all, we'll get navigation +1, which will give us another constellation. We'll add 2 to our roll, and with that, we gain an exclamation token. So 3 out of the 4 of us have exclamation tokens. I think a lot is going to happen very soon. And what I think I want to do is I want to try and be able to move 2 spaces if possible to get to that 1 island tile. Maybe there we can get a little breather from being out in the open sea and feed our crew a little bit. We're adding 2 to this roll, and we get a 5. That's only a 7. That'll just work though. Infamy +1, that actually is going to push us up at the highest point on this track. So we'll go from being second highest to the highest. Sorry about that wise old cookie. And then we can spend supplies and or hull to move the ship. For every 2 supplies or hulls, we can move 1 space. Well, I think I got to do it one at a time in case we get that light exclamation token. So I'm going to spend 2 supplies to move 1 space. We'll grab this token, and we have a 29. Ooh, that's an island. Do we want to keep moving? I kind of want to check that out. But I've got that ship right on my tail. I got to get some space because I know that's going to move. So, yeah, I'm going to spend 2 more supplies. We'll go down to 6, and we're going to move ourselves all the way to 957. That way we've got some space, at least a little bit of space away from that ship. Man, I really want to check out that island, but it is what it is. Let's read 802. Okay, we're going to have a lot of things go on. Threat +1, knew that was going to happen. So that is going to be our second threat. And then starting with the player with the highest infamy, which is going to be Gummy Jones, and proceeding clockwise, each player with 1 or more consolation event token must resolve them. Let's do that quick. I'm going to turn this off. So I've just circled this one in. Let's go ahead and read. It was Swordfish Sally's birthday, so I whipped up a little cake for the crew to enjoy. The candles only took a few seconds to ignite, the black powder baked into the icing and trigger an explosion. I thought it would blow a hole in the ship. I could dive out of it, but instead it just removed the eyebrows of everyone in attendance. Back to the drawing board. +3 supplies. Uh-oh. Maybe we should have used more supplies. 1, 2, 3. We're already at 9. I wonder if other people are going to give us supplies. Next is TikTok Ross, because wise old Cookie hasn't quite got to her first consolation event. Old Finn gave me some sweet ink on my back to commemorate my beloved. Or that's what he says. It is, after all, on my back. He doesn't get to see it. Retrieve card 77, Sweetheart Tattoo from the story deck. See, cool, our first story card. So this story deck, you don't want to shuffle it. I've almost shuffled it at least 3 different times. Don't. Keep them in a numerical order so you can find it. So I'm going to find 77, and let's see what that actually says. The Sweetheart Tattoo. We got -2 exploration. Oh, what is that? +2. Oh, +2 aim. Our aim is going to be insane, and +2 hunting. I'll fill in the name once I actually know it. That's amazing. Finally, we have Swordfish Sally. By all accounts, boiled kraken eyes are a favorite among the crew, and quite difficult to collect, too. But even the smell of them sends me a-running for the edge of the old ship. Luckily, someone else was more than happy to eat my share. Supplies +1, that worked out perfectly. We'll go right to 10, because you can't go higher than the max. Infamy, -1. She is already there, so that didn't do anything. She's already the lowest on the track there. Retrieve card 95, Courtesy Sick Bag from Story Deck. When you gain 1 or more misfortune, you also gain a reroll token. Cool. And her navigation is +1. Nice. All right, now back to the map. Did the ship move this round? Yes, it did. We are at 957. 957. Yar! Is Painted Caverns written in the ship log? Nope, all we have is Hawkeye and Seeds of Doubt, so no. Red Rock Island, says Captain Vance. Quaint little village, but not much to see here. We best move on soon. Threat +1. Oh, well, I guess that's a good thing that happened right now. So we're going to get another threat token. Turn to page 39. Lock actions 2 and 3. Return all revealed navigation tokens face down to the pile. Oh, check threat. Checking our threat here, we can see we have 3 threat. That's more than the 2. I don't think I discard yet, but what I know I need to do is check off that second threat event. Oh, I'm not doing well. That would be 792. Another visit from the Parrot Flapjacks warns you of Captain Razor's approach. Captain Vance rewards the parrot with all the maple syrup you had on board, which leaves you wondering how Flapjack is so long-lived. The next day, old Cookie is furious that Flapjack's left nothing behind for his famous saltwater waffles. Discontent +1. Oh man, that's going to put us at a 6. I got to figure out a way to chill out our discontented crew members. -1 supplies because we just lost all of our maple syrup. Come on. Move special location token 962 one space towards the ship. Let's do that quick. We scuttled ourselves pretty quickly over here, so that means he'll move to here, still two spaces away. Are the ship and the special location token on the same space? No. Remove all threat. Awesome. Done. Here we are at beautiful page 39. Look at the Highlands. Oh, it looks beautiful. We need to lock 2 and 3, and then let's start our timer. If I can get this app going. There we go. All right. Pop this down and start our timer. 50 seconds. All right. Let's see. Definitely want a marketplace. Definitely want a ship. The Drunken Duck. Ooh, that could increase someone's brawn. I want TikTok Ross to go there. Yeah. Work the ship. Let's have Swordfish Sally. Poor Swordfish Sally. Marketplace. That could increase swagger. Who wants to increase swagger? Wise Old Cookie would not mind that. And then let's go ahead and have Gummy Jones to go here. Okay, that was great. Starting with Wise Old Cookie, we do get to increase our swagger to by +1 and perform a swagger check. She overall is going to be a pretty well-rounded individual, I think. We'll go ahead and check this off. That's also meaning that she's going to get her first constellation, which is great. She does still have her misfortune, so she's going to have to use her second one, roll 2 dice, and take the worst of the 2. Yeah, so I looked it up. We can use our reroll token just on 1 die. We're going to reroll it on this one, and it's a 7. Okay, at least we got the 7 instead of a 1. And don't forget, we get to add 1 because of our swagger on our card, so that's 8. +1 here, so that's 9. +1 here, that's 10. Yeah, that's our 2. Golly, she's awesome. Total of 10. At a 10, she gets to choose 2 market options. Get supplies, we could gain 2. We don't want to do that right now because we can only hold 10. Gather news from the locals, grab a reroll. Get something nice, spend 1 supplies to gain a treasure. Nah, because I already have 4. Get a pair of neat sunglasses, spend 1 supplies to gain +2 infamy. Find a friend, Yeah. Spend 1 supplies to retrieve a pirate pal of your choice from the story deck. Cards 1 through 6. Let's go ahead and find a friend. We'll spend 1 supply, and then we'll get supplies. So we'll go from 9 down to 8, and then getting supplies will bump us up to 10. Let's go ahead and look at these pirate pals. Looking here, they all seem to help other people that have pirate pals, so no one else does. Like this one says, when you gain this card, all players who control 1 or more other pirate pals gains a reroll token. I think all of them say that. I think the one that we're going to go for, we're going to be awesome at hunting. I think that's what we've been pumping ourselves up on. So let's go ahead and grab Pirate Pal Grumpy Guppy. So we'll grab this one, and that means we get +2 on our hunting. Next we have TikTok Ross. Challenge some pirates to a drinking contest. Crew +1. That's actually really nice. That's going to push our crew up 1 farther away from our descent. Brawn +1. Then perform a brawn check. With that brawn, we're going to get +2 to this dice roll, and we'll move 1 more up on our constellation. 2 more, and we get another exclamation point. Don't forget, we also have our Real Touch Girl's hat, so it's going to actually add +3 to whatever he rolls. Let's roll it up. We got an 8 +3 is an 11. That's pretty good. Actually, I don't have a reroll token over here, so that's all we're going to get. Actually, we have this Golden Chompers. 11, let's add 4 to that for fun. That'll put us to 16. 16 is higher than the 14, so read entry 422. This better be good. Your hulking opponent scoffs at how small you are next to him, but then 2 wine glasses are plunked down in front of you. You snatch yours up, swirl it in a glass, sniff it for some time, then take a delicate sip. It's full-bodied and buttery, you observe, not dry at all. I'd wager a 1701, a bad year for wine, save for the Menageur vineyard that was unaffected by the drought. The crowd claps, and your opponent looks about with wide, confused eyes. She takes a swig and says, I taste grapes. The crowd cheers you and raises you up on their shoulders. Treasure +1, reroll +2. We didn't have any, So that's nice. We'll get both of these, 2 reroll tokens, and a treasure, and lock that location so we can't go there again. We get Golden Flask. After resolving an action that one or more other players have or will resolve this round, you may steal 1 treasure from one of those players. Ugh. Oh well, I can at least bury it. Now it's Swordfish Sally. Always working the ship. Choose 2 of the following. Repair the hull. Cool. Scare off pesky goats. We don't need any more supplies. Chart a course. I kind of like that one. We're not going to rummage. So we get to do 2. I'm going to do choose a course and repair the hull. Repairing the hull is totally worth it because we can use that to help us sail. So we'll go back up to 5 on the hull and then chart a course. Oh, and charting a course, we get navigation +1. Don't mind if I do. That's not going to help our constellation, but we'll get to the next one. Close to the next one, at least. So let's do that. So while she's on the boat, she's learning a little bit more how to navigate. Let's draw our next 2, and I think I'm going to place this one here and this one here. And then let's flip them up. Ooh, foggy. I don't know. We'll see if that's good, but that's an island. And then here, oh, we just have a boat. Hopefully it's a nice boat. So far, we haven't really met a nice boat other than Hawkeye. Maybe that'll be the boat that Hawkeye gave us information on. Still, though, I think if we are going to move, I think we're definitely going to want to move because we're trying to get to that 963. Finally, Gummy Jones will go ahead and just read the captain's mission. Fill in the next captain missions box and read that entry. That'll be entry 049. And I'm assuming that if you fill all these up, you can't do that action anymore. Crossroads event. Pineapple stew. This should be right up Gummy Jones' alley, considering he's a chef. You wanted to see me, Captain? You ask. Ah, yes. Come here, he says with a wave. I need you to do me a mighty big favor. This here is a list of the ingredients I need to make me dear old Mum's pineapple stew. I'd surely love to eat some once more before it's too late. You got it, Cap, you agree. You then spend the better part of the day scouring the area for the needed supplies. When finally you have them all, you head back to the ship with full arms. But on your way, you spy a small group of merchants with several crates of goods. It would be child's play to steal their booty. Return to the ship with the ingredients you promised the captain, or drop the ingredients you want that booty. No. You know not to piss your captain off. You did it, matey, shouts Vance, clapping you on the back. It's all here too. The pork, rump, the pineapple, the fresh garlic and onions, and of course, the pickled sea slugs. By jar, just seeing this takes me back. Why, it seems like yesterday I was supping on this when Mama stabbed Daddy right in the guts for being a no-good lout. Those were the good old days. That night, the crew enjoys savory bowls of Captain's delicious stew. Discontent -1. Supplies +2. I can't use that. Bummer. Treasure +1. I'll do that right here. That's great. He gets a treasure map. After burying this card, treasure +1. After gaining the new treasure, you may bury it unless it cannot be buried. Oh, cool. And +1 for each of these stats. -1 to our discontent. I will totally take that. Back down to a 5. Give us a little breathing room. Well, that was just great. Let's go to the end round, 818. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this, you guys. We have threat X +1, so we're going to grab 1 threat. That's 1 out of the 2. And then starting with the player with the highest infamy, each player with 1 or more constellation events, we just have Wise Old Cookie. And then we have to choose the following. Either we're going to stay and lose a crew. We're definitely not doing that. We're going to leave. Tricking someone into giving you loot is amusing, but turning around and tossing it overboard like it's nothing, well, that's the stuff of legends. Choose 1 treasure belonging to another player. You may steal it, or you may discard it to gain infamy. I just don't think I'm going to do either one. I don't think I need to. Yeah. We'll go ahead and select leave, and then the highest infamy player moves the ship 1 space and then reads the list, read the entry listed on that new space. We'll move ourselves to 021. Oh, please be a nice ship. Sailors curse as they race across the decks and prepare for battle. You were all so excited to find a port that you didn't notice the ship flying royal colors that was already there. Remove navigation token 021 from the game. Turn to page 55. Is Hawkeye written on the ship's log? Yes, it is. We'll select yes. Set dial A to 4. Set dial B to 3. Well, I'm pretty sure we've been to this page before. Frigate number 55. Let's do it. So I think first thing I know we want to do is Tic Tac Ross. He is going to fire cannons for sure. I think I'll go ahead and have Gummy Jones. Let's see, would he want swagger? Yeah, he wants swagger. So let's go here and try and get some swagger. This one has fishing on it, so I'm definitely going to put Wise Old Cookie there. And then, I got 24 seconds. Swordfish Sally. This is a reroll load cannon. I mean, we could load another cannon. I think that's a good idea. Let's load another cannon. We're going to do one each. The only thing is I've got to make sure that I get enough damage. I'm thinking of... Well, I'm going to hit done. Yeah, I'm planning on trying to do the boarding, because remember, the boarding is only 3 this time, probably because Hawkeye gave us some information. And so we're going to try and board this ship, and we'll see if we get something. Last time we sunk that other ship, we didn't get anything. Let's start with Rally the Crew. So we get Swagger +1. So Gummy Jones will get +1 on his Swagger. That means he gets another star. Awesome. 1 away from another exclamation point. Then he'll roll dice and see what he gets. He gets +1 to his Swagger, and that's it. He does have a reroll token if he needs. A 4, we're definitely going to use that reroll token. Let's see. Oh, a 3. +1 is 4. Here's that reroll token. I'm going to ditch that, unfortunately. He gets to choose 1 rally option. He can gain a reroll. He can choose another player. That player gains 1 skill. Choose another player. That player gains 2 rerolls. Reduce either dial by 1. Oh, we can reduce the dial by 1, or we can maybe pump up TikTok Ross with his aim. Let's do that. I want to do that. So choose another player. That player gains 1 skill of your choice. We'll give TikTok Ross yet another aim. Awesome. And that's going to move him along. Let's have him move this way. So now he's 1 away from this one. And yeah, he'll be adding 1, 2, 3, +4 when he rolls for the cannon. For Swordfish Sally, she gets to choose 2 of the following options. She can spend 1 supply to flip 1 cannon to its loaded side. Let's definitely do that. We'll go from 10 to 9. And that means we now have 2 cannons locked and loaded, both at +3s. And then we can choose another one. Let's go ahead and gain a reroll token. So we'll grab that. TikTok Ross is going to do the fire cannons again. He gets to increase his aim +1. Holy moly. Now that doesn't give him any sort of increase on his constellation, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And it says choose one of the following: enemy hull or enemy sails. Definitely the enemy sails. They're only at 3. Perform an aim check, and before rolling you may flip 1 loaded cannon. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to flip this loaded cannon, so we're going to add +3 plus the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I just showed you. And then don't forget, he got the Sweetheart Tattoo. That's giving him +2 as well. So that's a total of +9. We do want an 18 or higher, so I'm hoping for a 9 or higher here. And we get a 5, so let's definitely use a reroll for this. So come on, 9 or higher, 10. There it is. We'll go ahead and reduce the target dial by 3 and infamy +3. So that means he'll be put on the top of the track. Thanks, Gummy Jones, for rallying the crew for that. And then this goes all the way to 0. Done. For Gather Debris for Wise Old Cookie, we get to gain Hunting +1, which is awesome because that's going to also increase our constellation. And I think the only way we can go... Well, this is connected 1. No, let's go this way. That's for sure. Okay, and then we have to perform a hunting check, and we get all these different options. Let me count up my total hunting. So right now we're at a +2 from our sheet. We have this for +4, +5, +6, +7. We are at a +7 for gathering debris. 7 + 9, that's 16. Well, 11 plus, we get to choose 3 options below. So we can gather supplies. We'll definitely do that for 1. 1 to gather supplies. Number 2 and number 3, let's just do the 2 rerolls. We already have 4 treasures, and I already have the supplies at a full amount. So if I get extra treasures, they don't do anything. So we don't have any rerolls, so let's do that. Oh, bummer. I should have had her do something else. Okay, so now I'm hoping we'll get some sort of benefit reducing the enemy sails to 0. Let's see. We're going to read entry 826. Did the ship move this round? No. Is dial A at 0? No. Is dial B at 0? Yes. Discontent -1. Turn to page 53. Oh, Oh, we have to do something different here. Okay. Discontent -1. Turn to page 53. Set dial A equal to the number of players. So, oh, that's 4. We're going to leave that right at 4. That's great. Pushing discontent back is wonderful. That puts it back down to 4. Here we have our boarded ship. This is our enemy crew. A is the enemy crew. A cornered crew is a dangerous crew. We got to take out their crew before they do the same to us. Okay, so we'll go here. Oh, come on, app. There we go. Start it. Oh, boy. All right, so we could parlay. We could fight the enemy crew. Ooh, who's really good at fighting? I've got Braun over here, and do I have Braun over there? No, I think I'm going to go ahead and place... yeah. Let's place Ross at fighting the crew. We definitely want to loot. We want to loot cannons. Yeah. Okay, we'll have Gummy Jones loot the cannons. Loot treasure? I mean, yeah, who doesn't have a lot of treasure? Yeah, you don't have a lot of treasure. And then maybe parlay. We could try and maybe do another fight. Is anybody else good at fighting? No. Yeah. But I want to parlay. Maybe we can talk to him first. I gotta say, I definitely like the real-time pressure. I'm looking at this and I'm going, that was stupid ideas. But I didn't have enough time to think about it. Okay, so we're going to start off with Wise Old Cookie trying to parlay. Yeah, you know what? Her swagger isn't great. But she's going to increase her swagger by 1, which does absolutely nothing for her constellation. But, you know, we'll still take it. Her swagger right now is 1. We'll move it up to 2. Okay, so we'll add +2 to this roll. And then let's see, does she have any additional swagger with any of her items? Because she's got tons of these. Okay, she's got 1, so that's +3. And 1 here, a +4. So actually, she has 4. We're adding 4 to her roll. 4 plus 5, that's 9. Nah. I want to do a reroll. I think I want to get to that 11 if I can. So 12. There we go. We get to read an 11 plus entry 505. Your negotiations go much better than anyone anticipated. All players must simultaneously vote on the following. Thumbs up option, stop boarding the ship. Supplies +4. All treasures +1. Discontent -1. Set dial to 0, then immediately resolve the end phase, skipping all remaining actions. Oh, but I want to loot the cannons. Thumbs down, reject the little captain's offer. Yeah, let's reject it. We're gonna continue as normal. I'm probably going to pay for that, but for whatever reason, I really want to loot a cannon. Okay, fight the enemy crew. Brawn +1, then perform a brawn check. Increasing our brawn doesn't do anything this round, but the next 2 will, so I think that's worth it. And we're adding 3 to our brawn check, +1 for 4, and we do have 1 reroll. 4 plus 10, that's 14. Let's take that. That doesn't take them out, but it reduces the dial by 2, and his infamy is increased by 2, but he's already at the highest. So this will go from 4, oh, I can't, there you go, from 4 down to 2. Then we've got loot treasure for Sally. So Sally will a hunting +1. Then if action 2 was chosen by 1 or more players this round, which they did, perform a hunting check. So our hunting goes up by 1. Unfortunately, that does nothing for our constellation, but the next 2 will. Felt like that was worth it. And look at hers is the worst. I need to really work on getting Swordfish Sally a little bit better on her tracks. So we can do a hunting check. So we're going to add +1, and we can see what we get. We'll roll, and we get a 2 plus 1 is 3. You know what? We've got 3 reroll tokens. Let's use it, because that's pretty terrible. Come on. 6 plus 1 is 7. Well, at 7, we get 1 treasure, and we actually move up on the infamy track. So we have fake bread. Discard to discard all your misfortune tokens and gain 2 rerolls. That is cool. The big thing is she actually moves up 2 on this infamy track. I don't think she's ever been that high. Way to go, Sal. Finally, we have Loot Cannon. This is for Gummy Jones. He gets to increase his aim +1. Unfortunately, that doesn't increase anything. But we will, well, I should say it does increase this. It doesn't help his constellation, but the next one will. And then it says if action 2, which was chosen by 1 or more players, choose 2 of the following. Steel gunpowder supplies, I don't need that. Steel cannon parts, upgrade 1 cannon by 1 level. So I have a loaded level 1 cannon. Let's upgrade that. That's what I really wanted to do. If you upgrade a loaded cannon, it comes in loaded. If you upgrade an unloaded cannon, it comes in unloaded. So that's why I wanted to do that. So that was one. Then choose two of the following. Gain one loaded level 1 cannon. Oh, we can gain that? That's a new one? Sweet. So let's do that. So now we have 3 cannons, 2 level 1s and 1 level 2. Let me just show you them. We have a level 1 that's loaded, a level 1 that's unloaded, and a level 2 that is loaded. Okay, that was way more fun than it should have been. Let's go to entry 825. I don't even know why I tried to parlay. That was silly. Read the following to the player with the highest brawn. That would be TikTok Ross. "Oh, sweet mother," cries a horrified crew member of the other ship. "They've killed little Getrick." You look down at the burly woman you just ran through with your sword. "I love you all," she gasps. Be true to each other." She gives one last wheezy gasp before her eyes gloss over. "Monster!" cries another crew member, and holding a fist in the air, he begins to chant, "Little Getry, little Getry." Others of his crew join in, and you begin to feel awkward, standing there with your sword stuck in the woman and all. You pull it free, but the ensuing mess you make only incites the crowd further. "Mark my words, you beast," spits a woman with patches over both eyes. "We will not soon forget this vile deed. She was the best of us. She helped me change my life around, helped all of us. Oh, there shall be a response. Blood for blood. Revenge for little Gertrick. Revenge!" And all of her crew, including 1 or 2 confused members of your own crew, take up the chant. Infamy +3. He's already at the highest. Reroll, no, 1. Whoops. We have reduced the hull, crew, and or supplies by X, where X is the value of dial A, which is 2. The highest infamy player moves the ship 1 space. Read the entry listed on the ship's new space. So we didn't take it out. Oh well. Let's see. I've got a lot of supplies. Let's go down on supplies by 1, and then, yeah, it seems easy to get supplies compared to other things. Let's go down to that by 2, and then we're going to move 1 space. Let's move ourselves to here. We'll go to 0, 1, 4. We are 1 space away, you guys, from at least, I think, I don't really know, but I think reaching Precipice Island 963. We'll put in 0, 1, 4 and hit Yar. You come across a marshy, uninhabited island. Remove navigation token 014 from the game. Place special location token 967 on this space. Do not read the entry at this time. Return all revealed navigation tokens face down to the pile. Turn to page 33. Well, look what we found. Another island right next to the island that we're trying to go to. Here we have our island, the marshland. Look at this, looks beautiful. They've got, what are those, flamingos and some nice looking folk. Okay, let's do it. All right, so where do we want to go? I really want TikTok Ross to push up his brawn, and I can see that there. So let's go ahead and talk to the castaways. Search the marsh. I mean, that sounds interesting. I know, well, I was thinking hunt. I was thinking with a hunt, Swordfish Sally, we need to bump up her hunt so she can get more of her constellation done. Work the ship. I feel like I've worked the ship pretty well. Let's have Gummy Jones do search the marsh. And then Wise Old Cookie. Okay, I got 15 seconds. Do we rest? We could rest. Man, I don't know. Or we could do work the ship. Let's rest. Yeah, done. All right, let's see what we get. For TikTok Ross, we have castaways are gathered around a small fire. Choose one of the following. Ask them their story, read entry 381. Demand their treasures, 382. Offer them salvation, 383. Fight them, that would increase our brawn. Then perform a brawn check on a 1 through 13. Misfortune on a 14 plus 385. Do I really want to fight them though? Our brawn then would be at a 5, but I don't really want to fight them. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm terrible. Read entry 381. I want to ask them their story. Our story, says one of the castaways, begins over 500 years ago with the exile of Mel from Bainin. Never mind, I don't care, you interrupt. I don't care to be rude, but you were clearly gonna abuse me manners and ramble on forever. Look, you lot, we're searching for treasure and other interesting stuff. Seen anything like that about here? The castaways are annoyed at not being able to tell their story. Search the marsh, you lazy pirate, snaps an elder woman. Stop trying to get other people to do the work for you. Oh, misfortune +1. I should have just fought them. I gotta remember I'm a pirate, and we have to lock that action, so we can't go there again. Whatever. Well, at least they did give us a little bit of information. Search the march. Well, we're doing that anyways with Gummy Jones, so let's look at 386. After hours of seeing nothing more than a few lizards, you stumble upon something both beautiful and terrifying. It stands in a clearing, coming out of the water like some ancient tooth. It's an obelisk of stone, weathered, its age beyond your reckoning. Upon its side are hieroglyphs that seem to tell a story, though what the story is, you cannot say. There are carvings of people, though their legs are depicted as fishtails. One carving shows a fishly woman holding aloft a stone from which seems to come a glowing light. Interesting, you say, but it isn't treasure, so you get bored and leave. And on your way out of the marsh, you trip over a chest hidden in the murk. Don't you hate when that happens? Treasure +1, so this is for Gummy Jones. Awesome, he needed a second treasure so he can use his treasure map. And he gets a love letter. When bearing this card, crew -1 and discontent -1. Infamy +1, and we're going to lock this action too. So we can't search this anymore. And we get pushed up on our infamy because we tripped over something. So we're going to push good old Sally down a little bit. There we go. Speaking of Sally, she's next. We're going to do our hunt action. First, we get to increase our hunt by 1, which is great because that's going to give us a plus. That's why I wanted to do that. Let's see. She's still 2 away. I went a terrible way, you guys, on her track. Oh, man. Then we'll see what we find. So we'll roll. We get a +2 for this. 2 + 7, that's a total of 9. And a 9, we get supplies +2. Just perfect. Boop, that's what we wanted. Finally, Wise Old Cookie's going to go ahead and do her rest action. And for this, we get to go -1 for discontent, which is awesome. Push that down to a 3. Love how that looks. If you were the last player to resolve the rest action this round, read entry 388. You put up your feet and lounge in your hammock below deck, but just before you can doze off, you're visited by Harriet to the Nose.
Sorry for the bother, she says, but I thought you'd find these fascinating.
In her leathery hand, she holds what appears to be a bunch of beans. Beans? You ask? But Harriet clucks her tongue. No, these are magic beans, sold to me by some paladin object of antiquity. Plant them in some earth, and they'll grow golden eggs, or something like that. I don't recall the particulars. Say, why don't you trade me some of your treasure? A small pirate like you is bound to make something great happen with these. Do we want to trade for the magic beans, or reject her offer? All I can think of is Jack and the Beanstalk. Well, what the hey, let's trade for the magic beans. You agree with Harriet's assessment of your brains, and you quickly trade away some old treasure for the fabulous beans. You chuckle to yourself when the sailor leaves. Poor Harriet just isn't clever enough to capitalize on something as wonderful as magic beans. Oh boy, you guys. Discard 1 treasure if able. Write magic beans on the ship log, lock action 4. No, we can't rest either. We've locked 3 out of the 4 things that we did. We traded our Poppy's saber. Kind of sad, but it is what it is. We got rid of that one. I've now placed magic beans with the Seeds of Doubt and Hawkeye. That'll be the end of this round, so we'll go ahead and read 8:15. We have our threat equals X + 1, so that's going to give us our second threat. Yeah, I think we're going to have another threat event. I'm not going to worry about any of this because no one has a constellation token. So are we going to stay and lose crew, or are we going to leave? We're just going to leave. The highest infamy player moves the ship 1 space and then read the entry listed on that space. Well, you guys, I think we finally deciphered the map. Well, we'll see. 963. We'll pop that in. 963. Yar. Have you already visited this island? No. Okay, here we go. You arrive on Precipice Island. You see before you a collection of small houses nestled into the cliff's edge that overlooks the ocean. You hear the distant rumblings of the watery barrier that marks the ocean's edge, and you wonder who would choose to live in such a place. You follow Captain Vance to a rickety old bridge that leads to one of the cliffside's houses. Been a long time, me mateys, but I always loved coming here, he says. The house itself, it's a crumbling structure made of mismatched parts. You notice a lovely golden telescope reaching out past a hole in the roof, staring up at the dark sky. The captain removes his hat and licking the palm of his hand tries to smooth down his great white tangle of hair. When he reaches the door, he gives a nervous knock. The door opens to an old woman whose body and clothing seems to keep the rest of the house theme. JJ, she explains. Jesboot Vance, get your butt over here! And the two give each other a happy embrace. You learn her name is Esmeralda, and she is quickly able to decipher the map. Red Rock Island, the painted caverns, she instructs. That's where you'll be finding that stone. When you leave a half an hour later, bellies warm with tea, Esmeralda grabs one of you by the arm and whispers, "Take care of him." And you can see she looks scared. He's dreamed of this forever. Never enough in this world to keep him happy, keep him satisfied. But it's dangerous. A person who plumbs the abyss too long will never truly make it back out. You remember that. You leave Esmeralda's home happy to find that the captain hasn't led you astray, but concerned that the mission you are on is becoming all the more real. Return all revealed navigation tokens face down to the pile. Write Painted Caverns on the ship's log and remove all threat from the threat track. Cool! We've placed Painted Caverns on our ship's log, and we'll go ahead and hit continue. Congratulations, you've reached the end of part 1. The highest infamy player chooses 2 of the following. Supplies +3, don't need that. Discontent -2, definitely need that. Crew +3, don't need that. Hull +3, definitely need the hull. I'm going to go the hull. I would love hull +3. 1, 2, 3. All the way to 8. I will take that. Continue. Okay. At this time, players may choose to continue on part 2 or take a break by saving their game. We're going to do resume the game at another time. Well, since we'll resume this later, let's scroll down here. And it tells you all the different things you need to do to put your game away and make sure to save everything. I'm going to go ahead and go to bed tonight. I'm hoping maybe I can post this and you guys can give me comments on if you see I'm doing anything wrong before I do that next playthrough, part 2. And if you guys want to see part 2. I don't want to spoil too much, so maybe part 1 is enough. Let me know. But I really want to see what's going to happen to our 4 pirates. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was okay. I read it all. I know I'm not as good as actual actors, but hey, it's still fun. I will catch you in part 2 as long as you guys think that that's worth it. Let's do it.